Everything working? I think everything's working. Let's jump in. Endzone, a world apart. I need to point out, this is early access, so it's a work in progress. Things are changing, and what you see on the video now might well be different to the final version when it's fully released. I've played a few hours of this before to give it a test out, but not for a couple of months. So what I see today might well be very different to what I've been used to, and I've probably forgotten how to play the game. Anyway, so we'll jump in. We'll go into survival mode. Is that what we want? Now, there's a tutorial, obviously, which teaches you some of the mechanics of this. When I first played it, the tutorial didn't seem like it was fleshed out enough, and it left me wondering about a lot of things, which might have been my own fault, or it might have been the way that was presented. I don't know. We've got scenarios that we can play through, or we can just go survival mode. You can configure your game according to your own needs without pursuing a global goal. Create a huge settlement or fight against a challenging environment. Anything's possible as long as you survive. I don't know, actually. A variety of challenging... Let's have a look at the scenarios in this. The bet. You've let yourself get talked into a daring wager with Arthur Sorchin, your old friend and mentor, in the course of a cozy evening at the local pub, with a capital P. It doesn't feel like an English game when they call it the pub. You've betted on who can get their hands on the most species of plants in the form of... I don't know if that's... I don't think that's the thing. I think we want survival mode, actually. Turn that off. I think we want survival mode. Okay, yeah, so it gives us a random map to play on. We don't know what we're going to get. And this is really about scavenging and making do and trying to build a society after the nuclear fallout. I think. Hey, Citizen. How you go? Tutorials are not for gamers. If you need a tutorial, the game is badly designed. Isn't that what they say? Like, if you need a manual, the product's obviously not designed for the average Joe to use. Let's see. I'm going to leave this on standard, I think. We can randomize that. You can randomize your map. Or if you see a map that one of your friends has played on, you think, that looks good, you can copy their map seed. I like the idea of that. We want... normal? I think we want normal. Relax and discover. No, we'll go for normal. So let's go and see what we find in this. Oh, here we go. Weather. I think we'll leave it to random. Rainwater contamination director on. Let's see how quickly we can kill all our population here. Settlement. Pies port. Pies. Who ate all the pies? Me, today. I feel like I did. Anyway, I feel like I'm carrying an 8-month-old baby in there. Do we get random names as well? Dreadville, Ditchford, Flingen, Festa Chapel. Let's go with Festa Chapel. I like the idea of that. Let's see what it gives us. You started Elite Dangerous without a tutorial. You managed to start the ship and nearly leave the start. That's good going if you did all that without a tutorial. And you pressed some button and turned off the engine while you were falling back down. You had 5 minutes to figure out what you did wrong. That's a brutal game to not play with a tutorial. Cool, we get a Scooby-Doo wagon. This looks like a good place to settle. You know what we learned in the Endzone? Basic needs come first and foremost. We have to build up a water and food supply, and then... some wonton soup, and then some fortune cookies, and then... Never mind. Let's see who gets that reference. Let's build ourselves a new home. So I can move the... Yes, cool. Is there a time? Is there a time ticking by? I want to... Pause with space. Excellent. Yep. Space bars, pause. So this is what we've got. So the idea is we're obviously going to need some shelter. We're going to need some water. What's going to be a good water supply? Is there... This is what weather we've got. Is there a contamination detector? Right, okay. So we don't really want... I'm going to watch out for that. That is... Display terrestrial radiation. I think that might change with the seasons and stuff. Or I don't know. I think we can also clean it up. I'm not sure. We need to find this sort of stuff out. Hey, Jeep Chick. How's it going? Let's see. Are you calling me a dude? Or is that just in answer to my cryptic reference? I hope the latter. Let's see. Right, scrap. So we can send people off to scavenge scrap, and that's used for building stuff. We have to build... It's kind of like Dawn of Man meets Frostpunk meets Fallout 4, this game. Sort of. There's no role-playing side, but the world is like Fallout 4 sort of thing. Maybe that's a bit too much. A bit far to go there. Maybe more like wasteland, I think. Dude, where's my car? Yeah. Cheers. Yay, someone got one of my references. I feel honoured. So this is what we... Oh, all right, I see. That's what it's worth, right? Let's build... I don't think they need shelter to start with. We've got kids and adults. I don't want to build... You see, this is contamination. I don't want to build a water source. Obviously, the darker colours are going to be worse. Right, let's see. Let's go with this. I don't know if we can clean this up. Where's the build menu? Is this it? Buildings and tasks. So we need... Cistern collects and stores water. This building requires a jetty, a well, or rainwater collector. So alright, so the jetty... Right, and we can... How do we... There's a way of rotating that. And I can't remember what it was. Arrow keys? Not the arrow keys. Can we see? Can we see how to build? I have done this before. But maybe I shouldn't admit to that. Right, so, I mean, we can just stick it down. It needs to have some bits in the water. And some bits on land. Right, okay, so I see. So the blue bit needs to be over the water and the rest needs on land. We want to kind of have it... There's got to be a rotation button on this. What's it likely to be? Controls. Sensitivity, camera movement. We kind of know that. Camera rotation we know. Camera zoom, time, menus, gameplay. Cancel building, choosing and placing. It's left button. It says left button. Maybe I hold down the left button. Toggle builder mode. Gee, maybe it's that. Or rotate building with R. See if that's it. So we want a jetty. Right, it's not left button. Oh, it is. Okay, I see. Can I only have those two angles? Oh, well, that's going to have to do then, isn't it? Let's see. Can we get it on? We can get it on there. That looks as good as anywhere, actually. So we've got ourselves a jetty. Excellent. We're going to need somewhere to put this in, though, aren't we? As a water store. I don't know if it needs to connect. We can build little roads and stuff, which is kind of cool. That speeds up the speed at which people run about and stuff. Let's get that going. Let's get some fields on, because food is going to be kind of key to this as well. We can have an orchard. We can have a fishing hut. Set a few things down to build. That requires kind of a lot of space there, doesn't it? I don't want to put him in the radiation zone. That would be a bad idea. Let's cancel that one. Let's go for a cultivated field. And how big should this be? And maybe we shouldn't have it. Turn that on. Maybe we shouldn't have it in the radiation zone. I mean, we're probably going to dig this away anyway. Let's put... Yeah, I'm gonna save this for building buildings. And let's put... Okay, why can I not draw this out? Rotate building, place. I don't think we need to rotate that. I don't seem able to build that. Oh, hang on. Right, okay, got it, right. Let's see. So click once. We've got... Why was that too big? Why is that showing? Why can I not... Oh, it's too big? Oh, I see. Okay, so they have to be a certain size. And then what we'll do is we'll leave a space between them. There you go. Look at that. My perfectly placed fields. I have no idea how big these should be. If there's an optimum size. I don't know what we can grow in them, though. Right, come out there. Let's take the space pause off. They can get building. I guess they have to... do we have to assign... Oh, we have to assign workers. Right. Let me go to buildings and tasks. Professionals. We've got 10 settlers as builders. So we'll always have one as a builder. Water's kind of important. But as we only have 10. Let's do it about that. Keep 2 as builders. Let's see if that does the job. Let's see if that works. Ditchford. Is that near Sheffield? Ditchford. There is a Ditchford, I think, in the UK somewhere. Oh, Nicodemus. Hi. Sorry, I didn't see you come in there. So we can speed this up. It feels like it's on pause. Why? Have I only set 2 to be builders? Right. We take that down. Are they children? So if I put them all as builders... Yeah, there we go. They're off to work now. I think there's some children there that maybe won't work. They'll go and get materials. They'll go and get other things. We'll just speed this up. Because by getting it built faster, we can then assign some staff. Which will be a better way of doing it. We've got some sort of storm coming in. Shelters. Well, let's get the food and water built first. And once that's created, we'll assign some shelters. We've got some stags down there. We have food and we do have some food and stuff. We're going to need to give someone the job of harvesting scrap. We have a scrap collector. We'll need to build a scrapyard, I think. I never knowingly ignore people, but I do often miss chat messages when it's particularly when it's busy. So, they just don't have workers. I think they're ready for workers. If I drop that down to that, and let's... Do we have people ready to work? Yeah, we do. Right, great. Hit pause. I can do with less builders. So we'll set that down to 2. And that farm looks like it's going to require quite a lot of people. So let's see if that's going to be enough to sort our food and water needs. I'm concerned about this radiation. I don't know how we deal with that at the moment. So let's also go resources. Scrap collector and a forester's lodge. What does a scrapyard do? Collect scrap from ruins in its immediate area. A scrap catcher. Scrap catcher catches small amounts of scrap that whirl around. Okay. Effective during sandstorms. Cycler, workshop, tailor's shop. There's quite a lot of buildings that we have to build in this, and I think it tends to throw you in fairly quickly. A gatherer's cabin gathers food from plants. Oh, in the forest. Okay, so we might want to save... Might not want to fell the entire forest. We'll get those things planted up first. Do I need to... Oh, I need to select... Right, I need to select what goes on here. Choose a seed. Let's grow some peppers, tomatoes. Does it say I have to... Wait a minute. I don't have the choice of these other ones? That's not a very varied diet, right? We'll have peppers in there. Peppers and tomatoes. I think we might need a bit of meat or something to go with that. Right, are we on pause? We'll put it on slow for now. Is this... It must have gone into night mode because it's a little bit dark. Community... Oh, campfire. Campfire is a meeting place for settlers to boost their confidence. Let's put a campfire down. That's bigger than I was expecting. Should we put it in the radiation? And our staff... Let's have a look at the staff. We have no spares. We have some water carriers, some farmers, and 2 builders at the moment. What are we on supply-wise? So we've got... This is our food. 556. This is our water. 544. That's what we kind of want to see going up. See people gathering water and filling our cisterns. Plenty of room in that. What I like to see. What else should we work on next, do you think? Let's take a look. Because what we'll do is we'll eventually come across buildings that we can't progress anymore until we've got other resources. A cemetery. Settlers a place where they can mourn their deceased relatives, which boosts their confidence. Forum that they can go and argue with each other on. A pub. Pub sounds good. Housing. A cabin in the woods. Small cabin in which settlers can live and start a family. Settlers only move in as a family. Power consumption 50. I didn't know power was a thing in this. A shelter. A large camp that can house a large number of settlers, but not suitable for starting a family. This building cannot be connected to a power grid. So that needs wood and scrap, of which we have a little bit of each. Okay. So what we need, I think, is a scrapyard. And that gives us a scrap collector. Now, does this automatically start working an area over? Because there's... You can see there's quite a bit of scrap around here to collect. Try and get all of that in if we can. I don't know if that radius matters too much, or whether we can then move people on. Yeah, let's get that. What do we need to build that, by the way? Does it show us? Ah, that's interesting. Is that really radiation? So why is that radiation reducing? Does it just randomly move? I thought it meant that that was like poisoned. What's this? There's a greenhouse ruin. I guess we can... Do we send people to go there, or... Send a scout from an expedition station to explore this site. Alright. Okay, expedition station. Let's go and see what that's all about. Is that going to be under tasks? Nope. Logistics. Dirt road, paved road, remove road, temporary storeroom, market. Is that just somewhere to store stuff? Okay, let's have a look at what's it likely to be under. I don't see anything about an expedition station there. Oh, this stuff we do. Okay, that's it. Looks like that massive backpack. We need metal, plastics, metal and plastics. So I bet. Oh, I'm going to need to get a recycler going then, because the scrap just gathers scrap. Oh, hang on, we're going to need some staff for that, aren't we? I've currently got 2 out of 3. I've got 1 spare guy. Let's put that scrap collector. We don't need... We'll have 1 spare builder, I think. Sitting around doing nothing. How's the farming coming on? Oh, nice, actually. These people look to be producing food. Man, that went down a lot before I realised. Fast-growing tomatoes, radioactive tomatoes. Does this have to be in night mode? Because this is awfully dark. Just hit pause a second. What's this? Weather and time of day. Nighttime, uncontaminated rain. That's what we've got at the moment. I guess it moves on. I would love to see an option in this to turn that off. Can we not just have... Is it under graphics? That refresh rate, I'm not running my monitor at that at the moment. I'm not running it at 50. Who runs a monitor at 50 hertz? I was running 144, but because I've now cloned it onto the capture card. This is all. That was all set up to try and get Horizon Zero Dawn streamable. I've had to underclock my main monitor. Don't think there is there? Autosave, camera animations, building tip, large mouse cursor. No, I don't think so. Okay, let's see. I'll just put it on slow mode for a minute. Heard from one of the developers that each tile of the soil is part of the giant net and their stats, moisture, change all the time. I thought I knew about the moisture, the soil level, the moisture in the soil changing, which is quite nice. It's like a representative of well, it's modern agriculture. Oh dear, we are out of housing. Okay, we're gonna have to build a. Oh god, what does a shelter require? It requires 10 cloth. In order to build that, I think I need the recycler. Do I? This one separates metal, cloth, plastics, or electronics from scrap with low efficiency. Right, so let's put one of these in. I don't think it matters where it goes. I'm going to put it there. So it's kind of... It's in the middle of our settlement. What are on workers? We've got no spare. We need a refiner. Do we need a refiner? That would be for this job. I would have thought it would be recyclable, but it probably isn't. Right, the farmers. Food supply. I think we need more farmers. What's the water supply looking? Water's okay. Scrap is currently... Alright. Let's drop the scrap collector and put it into farming. And once this is built... Am I on pause? Yes, I am. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'll turn that moisture thing off. What does this show me? Local attractiveness. Okay, maybe not something we have to work with yet. Electricity. Turn that off. I'm guessing that requires power. Okay, well, we're going to have to find parts. I think we have to do is we have to find scrap, recycle that into bits that we can then make into solar power and stuff. And have you guys played this game, by the way? Can we send... Has that not been built? No, because we are short of... Are we short of anything to build the scrapyard? Let's have a look. Just time, I think. I've got one guy building it. Let's go back up to full speed. Well, faster speed. I'm most concerned about the food and water. That's... Because if one of these runs out, your people die off really quickly. So some guy actually building this. Can we see? There's piggies. Okay, we can get some hunters out. The food's kind of staying level. No, it's not, actually. Why is this going down so fast? I've got people harvesting tomatoes and peppers as fast as they can. And it doesn't seem to be... Hang on, that doesn't make sense. In stock, 485, but it's showing 350. Oh, because there's some reserve? Is that because there's some reserved for the day's use? And that's showing me what's left over. Have you seen Co play this? Yeah, I mean, if you like sandbox building games, I mean, this is going to fit the bill. Personally, if I was going to play a sandbox building game, I'd want one with less problems thrown at the player, i.e. me. Something that I can just go out and build and enjoy rather than having to fight against everything for resources, for materials, for the weather, the water, the whole lot. All right, so the water seems to be... Right, we've easily got enough water. Let's go to that, and we can change our water production down a bit. I'm going to put that at 1, so we still have 2 builders, 1 refiner, and I'm going to put an extra farmer in, because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that... that's fine. We've got this done, so we want to be producing cloth. It ain't going to produce a lot. Can I set a production limit? How much cloth do we have? We have 0. Let's set the production limit to 10 cloth. Because scrap, we have a finite amount of scrap. And we don't want to make all cloth if we need metals and plastics for other things. Because this is what we're producing here. I see, so that's going ahead. Once we've got 10 cloth, we can then go and build, I think, a shelter, which will house 25 people. So that'll solve the housing issue temporarily. And then we can work on cabins We could build cabins now, actually. It says there's a power consumption requirement. I'm not sure if... Scrap. Maybe there is. Do I need to set this to be doing anything? Or are people just harvesting scrap? There's one workforce. Production... No, just harvest the lot. That's fine. Yep. Plenty of scrap. Okay. We can work on that. It'll clear that area. And we can get a forester's hut in there and we can just fell all the trees as well. You like building games or real-time strategies, but you dislike sandboxes. You want a story or clear objective. That does help with things. I think it helped with Frostpunk when I played that. Like, I used to play SimCity back on the Amiga. Yeah, it was the Amiga. Or was it the Spectrum? I think I first had it on the Spectrum. God, did it even come out on that? Yeah, I think it was a Spectrum I had it on. And yes, you get to the point where you just think, I don't know what to do anymore, or I've got no goals. Or it's just sort of a management hell. And it does help to have goals and objectives. That's maybe why the scenarios option in this could have been a better choice to go for. Right, so we've got... Excellent. Pause. We've got the 10 cloth. We can now build our shelter. Which is massive. Should we put it in the radiation zone? The radioactive zone. Oh, it's gone. The radioactive zone's gone. Excellent. Will it fit there? No, I'm 1 pixel short of it fitting there. Let's put it behind the Scooby-Doo bus. Location attractiveness 4. I don't care how attractive it is. You will make do with it. Piranaman, your first computer was a Spectrum 128K with built-in tape recorder. The +2. Yep, that was mine. That was mine. My first machine. I had a mate with a Spectrum 48K. Now, this is weird because he was jealous of me because I had the new computer. But I was jealous of him because some of the older Spectrum games ran better on the 48K than it did on the 128K +2. Some just, I don't think were even compatible. Some of the older games, you know, because those days we could lend games to each other. You'd bring the cassette into school and hand it over. Oh, I remember those. Those were great days. Yeah, and the other thing I was jealous of is that his Kempston joystick was just generally easier to use than it was on mine. So, it's weird. 48K with the rubber keys. I played Space Invaders. Was it called Space Invaders? I don't think it was called Space Invaders, but I played a Space Invaders game on it. And there was a Formula 1 game that I can't remember. That was really good. Well, we thought it was really good at the time. I loved that. Okay, that's staying cool. Right, okay, let's pause. We need to get our food production increased. So, we can either put more farmers in, or we can try some hunting. Should we have a look at what's required for hunting? Fishing hut might be a good idea. I need wood. I need wood. Okay, so what we need to do is... I think we can just fell a load of trees, actually. I don't think we need to build. Let's have a look. So a forester's lodge. It can either cut trees down to produce wood or plant saplings to reforest a certain area or do both. But what if I just put tasks, right? Now, what if I put gather wood? Order settlers to gather all the wood from one area. This produces less outcome than using a forester's lodge. Well, I mean, we're not going to cover the entire map, so I'm happy to deforest an area like this, which will give us building space as well. So let's do that, and then we don't need to waste money on a forester's lodge straight away. This is going to give us building and farming space. So if I go gather wood, can I